All right, guys, so I'm back. Not a criminal attorney, not here to give legal advice, but I am here to give you the real on this Diddy trial. On cross-examination, from what I can tell, the only thing that really came out of that was the fact that there was a woman's clothing in the hotel room at the time of the raid. I wasn't able to find too much detail or further information as to what the defense really inquired about on cross-examination from this witness. Not sure there was really much to inquire about, because literally all she, from my understanding, talked about was what was collected, which I'm pretty sure we kind of already knew, what was collected. I think the purpose of her testimony was to speak to the evidence that was located during the hotel raid, because she was a part of that raid and she was instrumental in coordinating the arrest of Diddy. And so she can speak to the chain of custody of the evidence. She can speak to what was in the photographs that were being shown to the jury, as a custodian of, the Department of Homeland Security, so to speak. And so with that, it's just with her being able to speak to what the jury just saw, the baby oil, the lubricant, while not having the lubricant and the baby oil is a crime, as Diddy attorneys alluded to in his opening statement. It goes to, again, the validity of their biggest witness testimony, who talked a lot about how hotel rooms were damaged because there was baby oil all over the place, there was lubricant all over the place, there was urination all over the place. So, she had to stay high in order to disassociate from what she was experiencing and going through. So again, you have this really strong witness telling you what she endured during his sexual preferences and what the prosecution is calling freak-offs. And then now you have this agent from the Department of Homeland Security saying, at the time we arrested him, he had these items. And so this was essentially giving weight and more weight and more validity to what Cassie testified to in her testimony. Like, this was a regular practice of his. This is what he did. This was his lifestyle. And again, and Cassie, there's no coincidence that the pill bottle had Frank Black on it. And Cassidy testified in her testimony that, we would use pseudonyms, one being Frank Black, one being Frank White. Again, so it's adding more weight to the validity and invalidity to her statement. So yeah, I think that is, how you connect her testimony. That is how I'm connecting her testimony to Cassie's testimony, and the reason why they had her go immediately after Cassie, because you have Cassie talking about their pseudonyms and what she endured, and then now you have this agent who's a federal government agent speaking to the items that were collected as evidence on the day he was arrested, proving up like this wasn't just a one-off thing. This was his lifestyle. This is how he functioned. And, this is what this young lady endured when it comes to the force and coercion and physical abuse she sustained for 11 years. My name is Andrea Snipes-Booker, and that is the real on this Diddy trial.